So the recent reports out of Baltimore saying that, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson still are pretty far apart when talking about contract negotiations. Um, yeah. They're also saying that he wants he wants more guaranteed money, or at least close to the same amount of guaranteed money as Deshaun Watson, who of course has the most guaranteed money in NFL history at like 230 or something. I look at this situation kind of the same way, in a very broad, grander sense. I look at this Lamar situation the same way I look at the Draymond Green situation. In this sense, I think Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think that he has a skill set, and he's one of the most, if not the most, unique quarterback we've ever seen because of his ability to use his legs, as well as his ability to pass the ball. I know a lot of people try to discredit his passing ability, but come on now. YouTube works for everybody. Lamar Jackson has an arm. But where I compare Lamar Jackson to Draymond Green is Draymond Green's impact isn't as strong on another team or on the Detroit Pistons than it is for the Golden State Warriors, because of what he has alongside him with Steph Curry, with Klay Thompson, with Andrew Wiggins, with Jordan Poole. Draymond Green is the most successful, in my opinion, and the most useful with Golden State, and vice versa. Golden State would not be Golden State if it wasn't for Draymond Green. Now, yes, Steph Curry is the best player. Steph Curry is the face of Golden State. Steph Curry is the star. But the leadership, the toughness that Draymond Green brings to the Golden State Warriors is one of the biggest reasons why they have 4 championships. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens built their offense around Lamar Jackson. And as we saw down the stretch last season, the Ravens are drastically different without Lamar Jackson in a bad way. Let me say the similarity first. Lamar Jackson's value. No, let me say this. Lamar Jackson's values to the Ravens is greater than any other team because of the way that the Ravens have built the team around Lamar Jackson. While Lamar Jackson will be great anywhere, I think, his impact to the Ravens would be bigger because, again, that team is built. It's like Lamar Jackson is the engine to that team. The car is not moving if Lamar Jackson's not there. Here's where the Lamar Jackson and Draymond Green comparisons differ, however. I think Lamar Jackson will thrive anywhere and could thrive anywhere. I think what the Ravens have done is, while they've built a team around Lamar Jackson, they have not built an adequate team around Lamar Jackson. And I kind of understand where the ownership is coming from, because it's like, well, if we pay you all that money, one of the biggest complaints is we have been unable to build around Lamar Jackson adequately, as well as get like he is yet to play with a number 1 wide receiver, at least in his prime. Because people can say, what about Deshaun Jackson? Deshaun Jackson was once, yes, a number 1 wide receiver in some people's eyes, but not now. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, not a number one, as we're clearly seeing in Arizona. Rashad Bateman, he could possibly be a number one, but he got hurt last year. And he's young, so we don't know. In a sense, I understand where the organization is coming from, saying if we pay Lamar Jackson what the Cleveland Browns paid Deshaun Watson or more, that could put us in a very tough situation getting better pieces. And I also understand the league trying to set a precedent saying, yo, we're not going to let the Cleveland Browns, who haven't been really good or haven't been good since Jim Brown, we're not going to let them dictate the market. I get them, the owners trying to say that, and the league trying to say that. However, and I also understand them arguing the concept of, well, Lamar Jackson has missed the last four or five games, last 2 seasons. And, of course, since Mad Dog on ESPN always talks about it, you can look at the lack of success in the playoffs for Lamar Jackson and be like, why would we pay you X amount of money if you haven't done this in the playoffs? Which I think is the dumbest. Here's the thing. I also understand Lamar Jackson's side, and I'm more on Lamar Jackson's side. I'm usually on the player side, but I understand Lamar Jackson's side. Yeah, I haven't. Let's just look at last season. Yeah, I missed the last 4 or 5 games, but did you see what y'all look like in the last 4 or 5 games? And how we had a perfect opportunity to beat the Cincinnati Bengals if I was there in the playoffs. But I wasn't. Y'all lost. I also understand Lamar Jackson's argument saying, look, I don't care which team gave Deshaun Watson the contract. The contract was given to Deshaun Watson, and I am better in almost every way than Lamar Jackson. So I deserve more than him. It goes back to the job analogy. Why if your boss is giving out raises and they give a raise to a person that does half the amount of work as you, do you feel you should get the same amount of raise as that person or more? Here's the thing, man. Look, the Ravens should not play hardball and should not be stingy with Lamar Jackson. And one thing I don't get, they built the team around the player that they're not trying to pay. It's like, why you built around him so you understand how good and how important this guy is. Why not pay him? And if you think, I saw somebody on Twitter say this, talking about the owner doesn't have it. Bro, the owner's like a $6 billion. He has $6 billion. What the hell is $250 million to a billionaire? A multi-billionaire at that. It's like 3%. Like, what are we doing? Lamar Jackson deserves all the money he's asking for because of how important he is to this Baltimore franchise. And for the people that say, well, look at the success he had in the playoffs. Yeah, look at the Ravens' best wide receiver is Mark Andrews, who's a tight end. Now, he's not a Travis Kelce tight end. And don't get me wrong, Mark Andrews is great. Mark Andrews is probably the 2nd or 3rd best tight end in the league, maybe 4th. But, no, I'm going to say 2nd or 3rd. But he's not a Travis Kelce, who is a clear-cut number 1. And on top of that, Travis Kelce, for the longest, was playing alongside Tyreek Hill, who is a bona fide number 1 receiver. And Patrick Mahomes. So what I'm saying is this. To me, it doesn't seem smart to play hardball with a player that you've built your franchise around. And as we've seen on at least these last 2 years, it looks drastically different, and it doesn't work without said player. The scheme does not work without Lamar Jackson. So why are you playing hardball with a player that the scheme does not work without him? I think my personal opinion. Now, again, I've never been on the foot. I've never clearly played in the NFL, but my humble opinion is my opinion probably stays the same as it was last year. Lamar Jackson should not step on the field until he gets his, or step on the field for the Baltimore Ravens until he gets his contract. Actually, step on the field with anybody until he gets his contract. While you can feel how you feel about Lamar Jackson, look at the success that the Ravens had. Bro, he wins 70% of his games, like 75% of his games. And that is without adequate wide receiver help. And you're trying to lowball this dude? Again, it goes back to like it kind of goes back to like relationships and dating. Like, you don't know what you have until it's gone. A lot of times. And now you're hearing that the Ravens might like trade Lamar. All right. I understand that people still argue about who's the better wide or quarterback, and is Justin Herbert better than Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts? Look here, Jalen Hurts is very talented. Justin Herbert is very talented. I mean, I know Jalen Hurts went to a Super Bowl, but who's more accomplished out of Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, or Jalen Hurts? That's all I'm saying, man. It baffles me, man, that you're playing hardball and you're trying to lowball a player that you've built your whole offense around, your offensive identity around. You can say, we stand on defense. Yeah, okay, where did that defense get you in the playoffs? Without Lamar Jackson. Roquan Smith is a great player. Marlon Humphreys is a really good player. Marcus Peters is a really good player. Calais Campbell is a really good player. What did all that really good to great get you in the playoffs without Lamar Jackson? And pay that man. Pay that man. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.